Good evening, and welcome to the Music and the Fire, an event sponsored by the Baton Rouge Irish Club. I'm your host, Breen. I'm so glad you could join me this evening. We're going to have a fun evening. As you can see, we've got the guitar, we're going to have some music, we're going to have some poetry, we're going to do some toasts. This is an event that is usually held in person. We decided to do this online as we did it last year, sponsored by the Baton Rouge Irish Club. First of all, want to thank the board of directors of the Baton Rouge Irish Club, especially our president, Ms. Liz Walker, and also to Dan Mulligan, who helped make this evening possible. The reason for the celebration at this time of year, this is one of those important times of year in the ancient Celtic calendar. It's known as Samhain. Now, Samhain translates in the United States in contemporary culture as Halloween. But Samhain was a very special time in the ancient Celtic calendar. It was sort of their new year, and it was a time when the veil between the worlds is considered to be at its thinnest. And spirits of those that we've lost from this earthly plane can perhaps make themselves more present to us than they can in normal times of the year. And we'll remember some of those people later on tonight. I'd like to start things off with a wonderful poem by our friend Dan Mulligan, and it's called Samhain.
Samhain. From the ancient morn when time began, Celtic folk were a people who sang. They sang to the trees, sang for the sun. They knew the forces of nature were one. They knew the source had many faces, felt the spirits of special places, felt the spirits among whom we flow, felt the spirits that we hardly know, of those who were or never shall be, of boar and wolf and bird and tree. They sensed the gods of winds and storms and knew them for but different forms of the one all-encompassing source revealed in every natural force. And this day was the feast of Samhain, the day on which the new year began. For them, this was the day upon which it was possible for us to switch between the world we all see and know and the world from which all beings flow. The source gave druids inspiration to moderate the conversation between that other world and our own, revealing those things which can be known about this world and the world beyond. Like a lily pad upon a pond, the world we know floats on the surface of larger worlds of larger purpose. This world we know may well be on loan from a world that's more real than our own. Then Romans and Christian teachers came. The song of life was no more the same. They tried to tame all the rough old ways. They gave new meanings to sacred days. Although much from the old ways they took, their followers the old ways forsook. But the other world remembers still. They balance things, as they always will. Only now, so oft they work alone to save us from all the things we've sown, to save us from unnatural ways. They've not the success of elder days, when people of our own world sang, felt empathy from which balance sprang. But close your eyes, and it may well be that you can sense what you cannot see. They're with us in this very room, watching, listening, arranging doom.
Before we go any further, we have a greeting from our Irish Club board president, Ms. Liz Walker.
Hi, I'm Liz Walker, current president of the Baton Rouge Irish Club, and I'd like to bring you greetings from the board and welcome you to our fall event, The Music and the Fire. It's a fabulous event. Hope you enjoy it.
And now, let's have some music. I have put together a special treat for you with some friends of mine, vocalist Catherine Bergeron, Irish flute player Brad Larpenter, and his son Braeden playing the Baron, the Irish hand drum. And we're going to do a tune set beginning with a song called Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac. Now Rhiannon was picked for this occasion because she's a witch, you know. Halloween, Samhain, witches, but she's a Welsh witch, but we won't hold that against her. We're all good Celts here. And Rhiannon will be followed by two reels. Those are fast, traditional Irish tunes in 4/4 time. First is The Hunter's Purse, followed by the Sligo Maid. Enjoy.
Like a bell through the night, June
Welcome back. Now, come with me to Cafe Americain on Jefferson Highway in Lobdell, here in Baton Rouge, also known temporarily for the evening as Mulligan's Pub, where we are going to have a greeting from the membership of the Baton Rouge Irish Club.
Happy Samhain!
It's time for another poem. This one read by the dear friend of the Irish Club, Mr. Randolph Thomas. He's going to be reading an Irish poem by William Butler Yeats, perhaps the greatest of Irish poets, and it's called The Falling of the Leaves.
Falling of the Leaves by W.B. Yeats. Autumn is over the long leaves that love us, and over the mice and the barley sheaves. Yellow the leaves of the rowan above us, and yellow the wet, wild strawberry leaves. The hour of the waning of love has beset us, and weary and worn are our sad souls now. Let us part, ere the season of passion forget us, with a kiss and a tear on thy drooping brow.
Welcome back. We are going to go to another song. This one's a ballad, and it's a very old ballad called The Unquiet Grave. I thought it was appropriate to the season. The ballad dates definitively from the 1860s, was collected in Child's Ballad Book, but it is said to date back to the 1400s. And it tells the story of a young woman who's lost her husband to death, and she walks around his grave for a year until his spirit appears.
Soft fall the drops of rain.
And now it's time to return to Cafe Americain, or Mulligan's Pub, where Alan and Julie are pouring the whiskey.
Hello.
Everybody take a glass.
Thanks.
Are these to pour or?
Yes.
Rex doesn't need any.
Don't forget me.
Toast to Bob McCain.
Welcome back. We're going back to Dan's fireplace to hear him read another one of his poems. This one is a beautiful poem about rainbows.
During the fall season, we have the opportunity to see many rainbows. But it turns out the physics of rainbows is complex. It consists of photons bent by the water droplets in the air, passing through the iris of your eye at a very specific angle, 40 to 42 degrees from a point opposite the sun with respect to you. So suffice it to say that everyone sees a different rainbow. Rainbows. Your rainbow's yours entirely. It's something no one else can see. The light through droplets doth comprise a perfect circle round your eyes. Others share a glimpse of it, but they're not sitting where you sit. They're similar, but not the same, because it's from a different frame. For each of us, our point of view determines what we see as true. So share the vision that you see. The rest of us will better be.
Hello! It's time to go back to Cafe Americain, where Dan Mulligan will give us an Irish blessing, followed by Alan Kinney giving us an Irish curse.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
Sláinte.
To those who love us, may they love us. If they don't love us, may God turn their hearts. And if he can't turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles so we'll know them by their limp. Sláinte.
This is from the witches. Raise your glass, the veil is thin. A toast to the ancestors, let the magic begin.
May you be in heaven 7 minutes before the devil knows you're dead.
Look, you just did that.
I'll read to that. I've been a wild rover for many years. I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning the Golden Great Star. I never will play the wild rover no more, and it's no day never. No day never no more. I play the wild rover no never. I used to frequent. I told the landlady my money was spent, but I asked her for credit. She answered me nay. Such custom is yours, I can get any day, and it's no day never, no day never no more. I play wild rover, no never. Sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes open wide with delight. She says, I have whiskey, sweet wines of the best. Oh, the words that I spoke, sure, were only in jest, and it's no day never, no day never no more. I play the wild rover, no never.
Who says it's not an Irish pub?
We're in Mulligan's pub tonight now, don't you know? Let's return to Cafe American, where we have some toasts and some remembrances of people who have passed over.
Here's a toast to Jim McHugh, a great member of our club.
And we cannot forget Richard O'Brien, who never brought beer to a party, but he drank plenty of beer. Richard, we miss you, me boy.
So I'd like you each to remember someone that you've lost that's dear to you, and just hold them in your mind just for a moment. And I've lost my two best friends in the last 5 years, so something that is personal to me. My Uncle Jimmy, this would have been his 90-something's birthday. He was a Belfast man too. But the Irish Club, we've had some losses as well within the last couple of years. Just this past year, Jim McHugh, Gil Leachman. I remember Gil very well, and Richard O'Brien was a recent, right? Scott McDavid's father,
Frank McDavid.
Dr. Frank, was it? Dr. Frank McDavid, who recently passed. Of all the money that I spent it in good company. And all the harms that I done, alas, it was but none to me. And all I've done for want of wit, memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be to ye all. To all the comrades that I had, they're sorry for my going away. And to all the sweethearts I loved, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it fell to my lot that I should rise, you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to ye all.
There is an Irish pub now.
I wish I was on yonder hill. Just there I'd sit and cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Luska J to avoid needs love. J to